button this thing. Alright. What's up guys, it's Ed back again from TechSource and welcome to Setup Wars episode 25, where you submit your desk setup to get featured on the channel. If you guys are new to the series and want to submit your desk setup, make sure to watch the video linked down below. But without wasting any more time, let the Setup Wars begin. G2A is your one-stop shop for extremely cheap CD keys for any game out there. Never pay full price again for your favorite games, guys. Check it out by clicking on the link down below. So as you guys can see, I'm kind of in a new set. Setup Wars is usually done with me sitting on my couch, but the living room is currently being furnished and it's not quite ready for Setup Wars. Hopefully it will be completed and ready to go for next week's episode. So this week we have a very special guest, Brian from SgtBallisticGaming. He has a pretty cool tech channel. He will be showing off his setup at the end of this video, and you guys can find the link to his channel down below, so make sure to check him out. As always, all of the gear for everyone's setup will be linked down below, along with anything I recommend in this episode. So without wasting any more time, here are your 5 lucky contestants: Arun, Chris, Danielle, Erick, and Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Arun is first up with an interesting setup. So we have a Dell 24-inch monitor on the left and a 24-inch BenQ on the right, and both of them are hooked up to a monitor arm. I gotta say that this is a very clever way to hook up 2 displays on such a tiny desk. We also have the CM Storm Devastator keyboard and mouse combo, a charging station for the PlayStation 4 controllers, and a RAV Power 6-port USB hub to charge your devices. Cable management is okay, although I would have loved to see the cables wrapped up together instead of having them just hang down like that, but it's not really a big deal. On the other side of his room, we have a giant 65-inch Samsung 1080p TV, which is hooked up to an Xbox One. Alright, that shelf either has to go, or you need to align that shit directly in the center of your TV. I mean, your bed is right next to it. How do you sleep at night? But yeah, I'm really liking this setup. You made everything work in such a small space. I like the shelf that's holding up your PC, and underneath that you have the PlayStation 4. Speaking of PCs, we have a 5820K processor and a GTX 960 in this bad boy. But yeah, not a bad setup at all. Thank you, Arun, for entering Setup Wars. Is it Arun or Arun? Next up is Chris with his battle station. We have 3 Median 24-inch monitors on top of a custom-made monitor stand, and on the desk we have a Trust LED keyboard and a Trust GXT 152 mouse on top of the Goliathus extended mouse pad. Also on the desk we have a Blue Snowball mic, a Turtle Beach PX4 headset resting on one of the shelves. Really great work with cable management and the LEDs. Everything is nicely coordinated and symmetrical. Absolutely love how you set up the 2 speakers below the middle shelf and how you have the Assassin's Creed figurine looking down at you with that LED spotlight on it. There's definitely some personality in this setup, no doubt. A few things that bothers me are those creases from the posters. I mean, they are kind of obvious, and I think that it takes away a little from your setup. But I gotta say though, that monitor stand is bitchin', man. Job well done. I don't even know what to say about that original PS3 you have hung on the wall. That's definitely cool in a strange way. But yeah, overall a very unique setup indeed. Thank you, Chris, for entering. At number 3, we have Danielle with a dual display setup. We have 2 Acer 24-inch monitors, a Logitech K520 keyboard and mouse. We also have a pair of Z200 speakers and a Sony Pulse Elite headphones, but you have an Xbox One. Cable management can definitely be better if you replace that 2-outlet power strip with something that has more plug-in sources. That way you can just hook up all of your cables into one source and just have one cable connecting to your wall outlet. Also, I don't like how the Xbox One is just sitting there with an extra keyboard right next to it. If you must have those next to your PC, might I suggest a stand for the Xbox. Not only does it add a little spice to your setup, but you will have room underneath to keep your extra keyboard. It will definitely clean up your desk setup. Now, there are a bunch of cool stands available, so I'll link a few of them down below for you or anyone to choose from. With some minor modifications, I think this black and white setup has real potential. Thank you, Danielle, for entering. Next up is Erick with another triple display setup. We have 3 BenQ 24-inch monitors on top of the IKEA Galant desk. We also have a Razer Tartarus keypad, Manticore keyboard, and a bloody R9 mouse. Cable management is pretty bad. I suggest you buy an 8-outlet surge protector and hook up all your devices to it and put the surge protector on that rack under your desk. After all, it's there for a reason. Now, if you want to be more organized, you can actually pick up an omni-mount cable cloth and wrap all your cables together. It will really clean up your cable management. I do like the fact that you drilled a hole in your desk to route the keyboard and mouse wires through, and a lot of you guys actually been asking me to do the same for my setup, but I don't know, maybe one day I'll give in and actually do it. I do want to point out those speaker stands you have on the sides of your setup. This is great for anyone that doesn't have any space or wants to free up some space on their desks. You guys can actually pick up speaker stands like these and have them set up on both sides of your desk. I'll go ahead and drop a link down below for a few good ones if anyone's interested. But yeah, a pretty simple and straightforward triple display setup. Just fix up your cable management and you will definitely earn my approval. But nonetheless, thank you for entering. Last but not least, we have Harry with his black and red quad monitor setup. 3 26-inch Acer monitors below with a 23-inch hands monitor up top. On the desk we have a Mad Catz Strike 3 keyboard, a Rat 3 mouse on top of the Aukey large mouse pad, which I didn't even know they made mouse pads. We also have a HyperX Cloud 2 gaming headset, which I personally use for gaming too, and a phone stand from eShop. Excellent work with cable management. This makes me a very happy person seeing the cables tied together and mounted on the roof of your desk. But why the hell do you have a Swiss Army knife attached on the desk as well? Is that in case someone tries to bother you while gaming?
Hey, I don't want to go watch a movie today.
Speaking of gaming, I really like that custom MSI side window you have on your PC. That looks pretty badass. It's also rocking two 960 GPUs and 16 GB of RAM. Unfortunately, you didn't tell me what type of processor it's running. A few things I would recommend to clean up your desk. First, a drawer that you can install under your desk to keep your remotes and other miscellaneous items in, and a headphone hanger for your HyperX headset so it's just not lying on your desk like that. But yeah, overall a really sweet setup. Thank you, Harry Potter, for entering. So that's it for this week's episode of Setup Wars. Make sure you guys drop your comments down below and vote on who has the best desk setup. And as always, I'll announce the winner on Sunday on my Twitter and Instagram accounts. So make sure you guys are following me there if you want to know who wins. Alright, so on to the main event. We have Brian from SgtBallisticGaming. He's going to be showing off his setup. Brian, go ahead and take it away.
What is up? I'm Sgt Ballistic, but you guys can call me Brian. Welcome to my setup. So I like to refer to this setup as a work hard, play hard setup. I produce most of my YouTube videos here, but I also like to get down on a lot of games in this setup. So in terms of YouTube production, I've got a dedicated IKEA Linneman set up over in the corner so I can film unboxings and do B-roll for reviews. My main camera is a Canon 60D and I've got a few lenses. I've got this Canova K2 slider that I've modified to get some nice smooth slides, and I use a Manfrotto tripod and tripod head combo to get some nice B-roll. Moving over to this other corner of my room, I try to store and organize things over here in order to keep my main setup as clean as possible. I've got stuff I've already reviewed over here, stuff I'm waiting to review, processors getting ready to go into builds, tools, supplies, and just other stuff I like to show off. Alright, now getting into the first PC build. This is my editing rig. It's an AMD FX 8350 system. I would ask for name suggestions, but it's honestly going to be completely overhauled and changed to house an Intel i7 5960X base build pretty soon. The entire right side of my setup is dedicated to production and productivity. Got these three older monitors, including the Samsung SyncMaster. Below that, you can see a lot of the stuff that helps me produce my videos. I've got a Logitech G602 gaming mouse, the Kingston USB 3.0 card reader, these M Audio Studio monitors, a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, and of course Audio Technica M50X. In terms of recording audio, I mainly use this Audio Technica AT2035 XLR mic on a boom stand. On the left side of my setup, I've got an area completely dedicated to gaming. Lately, most of my gaming has actually been going down on this bad boy I like to call the Ammo Can. It's a military themed build with another AMD FX 8350, the Asus Sabertooth 990FX motherboard, an EVGA GTX 770. This guy will soon be replaced by an all-white i7 4790K build, along with a GTX 980. In terms of peripherals, peripherals, I've got two BenQ 24-inch 144Hz 1 millisecond panels stacked on top of each other. They're older 1080 displays, but they're great for getting max frame rates out of my rig. You can also see my Logitech C920 webcam. Other peripherals include the Logitech G15, and next to it I've got the G500 mouse. Instead of a normal headset, I've opted for a pair of Audio-Technica ATH-8700Xs with an attached mod mic. These have amazing sound localization for playing shooters. We got a number of controllers and some cool items like the NVIDIA Shield Portable and an NVIDIA Shield tablet. These are great so I can game on the go. And one final thing I wanted to show was my cable management. I know that's kind of weird, but you can always benefit from having good cable management. So thanks again to Edgar for having me on. Peace out.
So there you have it. A huge thanks to Brian for being on the show. Make sure to check out his channel. I will leave a link down below. It's a pretty cool tech channel as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching Setup Wars. If you guys enjoy these series and want me to continue doing them every single week, let me know by hitting that like button to show your support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, you wanna go see a movie today?
He fucking falls all the way down.